You're calling a baseball game with Chip Caray? That's happening?
I am.
Joe?
Yeah, next Friday, Cardinals and Cubs on the Bally's Midwest for the Cardinals. So I'm going back to my roots, Rich. And company. I'm doing a local Cardinal game where I can openly root for the team that everybody, when they were in the postseason, thought I was openly rooting for when I wasn't.
So you get to openly root for a team and be guilty as charged for a change, Joe.
Yeah,
That's
absolutely.
Wow.
I'll tell you what, Chip, we need a double play right here.
You're practicing your rooting lines? I like it. Uh-huh. Okay.
Yeah. Actually, the writer I spoke with is like, so you're going to go back and do it like you used to do it. And I don't know that I can, honestly. I don't know that I can reimagine myself as the local guy, but I'm going to try. I'm not going to be ridiculous about it, but it's funny. And I talked to the Cardinals director. His name's Tom Mee. He's been there since I started. He's still there. And he said, it's different because Fox would pick him up periodically and he would do a national game. And he's like, when you direct a national game, you do it entirely differently than you would for the Cardinals, because when you're doing a national game, you're showing both bullpens and you're showing both managers and you're showing, not that doesn't happen, but the Cardinal fans don't care about, they're playing the Cubs. They don't care about Craig Counsell as much as they care about their own guy. They don't care about the Cubs bullpen, just who's coming in. And it's just an entirely different way of thinking about presenting a game. So it's going to take a little while for me to fall back into that, because I think I'll just default to being the national guy.
Dude, though, I mean, a Buck and a Caray calling Cubs-Cardinals game together. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, that'll be cool.
That is really
that's
cool.
Kind of, that was the thinking. And then the aforementioned Twins, they're going to come down with me and be on the field before the game.
Okay.
And they really haven't been of age where they know what I'm doing when I'm doing a baseball game. So I think the last game I did with them anywhere near me was in the 2021 All-Star game in Denver. And they were, 3? So, yeah, I think it's time. It'll be cool to show them what that's all about.
That is pretty cool. Do you have a recollection of Harry Caray, Joe, as being a kid?
Oh, my God, yeah.
So,
yeah, it's funny because my dad started with him in the 50s. And my dad was obviously an out-of-nowhere guy. He born in Massachusetts, grew up more in Cleveland. And so he shows up. And Harry and he, I'm not going to say they didn't get along, but Harry was hard on him. And my dad was the young guy. And, anytime there was something big happening in the 8th or 9th inning, my dad would get a tap on the shoulder and he'd get up and Harry would sit down because he was the lead guy. Then Harry, and there he is, gets let go, I think in 1969. And then my dad became the number one guy and his career really kind of took off. And then it was cool to see my dad and Harry later in each of their lives reconnect and become really good friends and have a lot of laughs. And I think for, a relationship that started with a lot of tension, they got to a point where, they could laugh and have fun. And I remember one time my mom telling me that my mom and dad, Harry and his wife Dutchie, went to dinner after a Cardinal game in St. Louis. And when they walked in, the place called Tony's, still in St. Louis, it's moved locations. But when they walked in, the whole place got up and gave him a standing ovation, which I think is really cool.
That is really cool. So he didn't turn to you and say, "Get me a Bloody Mary" when you were 8 or anything like that? That never happened?
No, I couldn't I'm 55 and I could not make a Bloody Mary right now. I've never had a Bloody Mary.
Yeah, me too.
And I drink. Oh boy, do I drink. But I've never had a Bloody Mary. It just looks and smells disgusting.
You and I are the same.
Yeah,
I cannot take tomato juice, sir. I cannot take the smell. And I
don't get it.
And any plane I'm on, someone will invariably order a V8 right next to me, and I'm like, really? That happens every time.
In the morning, and it's so good for hangovers. Yeah, I mean, it's going to make me throw up. I mean, that's probably good.
You are so missing out. It is meal in a glass. It's fantastic.
Yeah.
I will make you one, and then you will throw up.
Yes, exactly.
No.
Well, yeah.
No.
I'm a woman living in Los Angeles. Celery and olives, that's enough food for a day.
If your buddy Al Michaels eats a salad, I'll drink a Bloody Mary.
So this will never happen, as you know.
No.
Okay.
Now I want to.
What a way to throw down the gauntlet.
Yeah.
I will not have a Bloody Mary before
Don't
Al has
have
a salad.
anything green on this plate.
Certainly not in a drink.
Is that parsley?
I know
Send
that.
it back.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Well, I look forward to that game. So that's so we'll have to get that on the MLB app to watch that. Nationally.
I guess. I don't know how that works. Yeah. I think so. I'm sure it's Bally's. Do they pick up Bally's games?
Yeah, sure. Absolutely. No doubt about it. Well, I look forward to that. Catch the Rich Eisen Show every single day on the Roku channel, 12 to 3 Eastern, for free.